No, Pete?
At this point, we are positive that things are moving along. We're planning on having a negotiation session in 16. We have a number of important issues we want to address, hope to get those resolved. So we'll see. So things are moving along, we're optimistic, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
Can I just ask, is that negotiations with both parties?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes, good point, good question.
Both parties?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, golf course remodel.
As you can, golf courses, I've worked with our mayor. He's contacted the port. The port has indicated they would assist after they see how things are going. You see in your packet, we have a number of bids. And I think they're just to review, and we can discuss them at a later point, the full agenda tonight. We're not gonna make a decision tonight, but it's important to look through them. We might have another bid to follow, but I do think we have 3 bids, and they're motivated. That's very possible.
Okay. That's it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
We received a call from Kara, is that her name, Kara?
Revolt?
From Whitman County, and she would like to attend our April 6th meeting and would like to talk about the golf course remodel. We got a call from her today.
Thank you.
So Pete, my question was, I see is it the windows? Is that
Yes,
the?
windows and siding.
Is that just one part of what is being planned?
Yes, we have the windows and siding, and then the kitchen remodel, and then some interior modifications after that. So 3 sections. We hope to have it done by maybe sometime in 27. If all goes well, we're gonna, as we get one done, we'll be working on the other, and working closely with the golf course board. I've attended meetings with them, and our mayor has as well. I think it's going on as positive. I think it tells the community we're serious about remodeling the golf club clubhouse, so that we can not only make it better for the golfers come in, encourage more people to come in, but also economic development, more people come in, use the kitchen. We hope we'll have more communication after that with the downtown business community. Again, economic development, help each other. And so we're very high on that. And then, so it's early to tell, but we're very serious and things are moving along.
Okay, great. Any other questions, guys? Okay, golf course lease agreement, we're in continuing negotiations and conversations with that.
Are there numbers that, doesn't the council have to present some numbers, or did we, I missed that one meeting, have we presented numbers for them?
Scott, no, we have not yet. We're still just in a real brief conversation about how this could look.
So would it not be beneficial for the council to make an offer of what we think we would like to be at?
At this point, Scott and I are working to come to a somewhat of agreements that we think both sides can work with, and then we'll present it to you guys for your approval
Okay,
and
well,
discussion.
and I don't know, Mike, I know you've dealt with some of this and you've talked, I think as a council, I'd like to make a suggestion of what I would like to see them target at before they come back and tell us
Okay,
what they
give it to
did.
me.
And so it's 600 a year, and I would like to see that at 1,000 for the first year.
Mhm.
And then you made a suggestion about the water, right?
And my proposal to the mayor, just an information thing, is $1,200 a year. That's not that much of an increase. They pay for the water, the potable water to the warehouse. And then every time that contract comes up for renewal, which is every 3 years, they take a 3-year average of the CPA or CPI, and that's what the increase is. It's all built into that ongoing lease, so we don't have constant hassles over what it's gonna be. And that was my suggestion. Where it went, I don't know. But, I mean, what are you talking, $50 a month increase in their lease if you go to $1,200 a year?
So I'm in agreement, and then like, as you're talking to Scott about it, if they have a suggestion, like maybe they want to ease into it or some steps into that, I'd be open, but I don't know what the rest of the council feels, but I think that is a good target, what Mike just articulated.
I think it's important. I've talked to the board as well about the lease. The mayor's been working with Scott, but I've talked to Jared and Scott and some of the board members, and I don't think these suggestions that are brought up by the mayor and Mike and you are certainly, they're opposed to that. They have a number of issues on the lease, they want to talk about, but those are one, as far as the sewer system and some of the other things, they'd like to talk about, but those are gonna get worked out. I don't think that our concern was we didn't want some financial burden to have some impact on the golf course. I don't think that's what's going on. And so they're positive about it. And I think that it'd be interesting to see what the agreement is, see if it's going to be a positive one for now in the city, but also for the golf course. We don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater since we're doing all this work now. But everybody's working together. I think, Roy, you'd say they're pretty positive about the whole thing.
Yes, yes, certainly.
Yeah, I think so too.
Are you suggesting they pay just for the potable water to the clubhouse?
Well, the rest of the water is irrigation
Right.
water. We don't pay for that. We pay for the water to the clubhouse, and it was almost $600 last year
A month.
for the water.
Okay,
Um,
Total.
Total.
Oh, that's, okay.
Going back to what you were saying, my thought is, let's see what comes about with the negotiation and the talking. They may say they want $1,400 a year, so, and we quote, you see where I'm going, let's
Yeah.
see what they
I just-
offer, and that's a good starting point.
I
That's
just
my
think it's
thought.
very unusual for a landlord to wait for the leasing to come and say, this is what we're gonna
Mhm.
pay you. We're the landlords, we're telling them where we would like them to go. I
Right.
think we really wanna work with them. I'd like to hear from them if they don't think that would work. So I guess I would like to make a motion for the council that we would present to the golf course, that we would work with Mike's proposal of raising it to $1,200, and then they pay for the potable water. And that's not written down yet as a lease, but that's what we would like to target, and then hear what they have to say. So that would be my
That's where we
motion.
started.
Okay,
Okay, we've had that
so
conversation.
the whole council is in agreement with that?
Yeah, I talking to them, I don't think they have any problem with either of those. They mentioned to me that the water issue, they thought they should become independent, take care of that. They have enough revenue to do that, and so I think that's good. They have a number of other items, they had some issues on as far as liability. The liability, but they're carrying a full liability coverage for the golf course. And so are we. The question really is, that's more for the city than for the golf course. Is there any way we could save some resources if their liability plan is covered? That do need to double cover them if that's possible, because they do have a policy they pay several $1,000s for it. And I don't know if there's a way for the city to save some money if we are not covering the same thing twice. I don't know that.
It'd be interesting to see both policies and compare, because one may cover this and one may cover that, so we wanna make sure we have full coverage. And if
Exactly.
the two together work fine, one of them works, I don't have any heartburn with that, but let's compare policies first.
Sometimes in bridging policies, they don't want that. The insurance companies don't want to modify their overreaching policy for theirs, but I agree with you. If it's the same, the city might be able to save some resources and might be benefit both.
Kendra, do you have knowledge of that?
I just looked at the policy. They don't have it broken out. It's an issue.
Who's they?
The
No, our insurance-
AWC RMSA does not have it broken out for each place.
Oh,
And I called her about it, and she said it's just like a blanket over, and they have like 4 things that I'll show you, I'll bring it to the next
Okay.
meeting, but it is not like a regular policy.
Is that fixable?
I don't know, because we already talked to him about it, Eliza talked to him about it. She questioned him about it when we first got the bill. And she told me that she questioned him about it, and so then I called him again and she sent it to me, but it's You'll have to look at it.
If we're not careful, those liability policies can be substantially more if you start breaking them out, as we had just discussed.
Well, it's $78,000. I don't know how it could be much more.
78,000.
That's for all of the city-owned
That's
property.
all the city owned.
Yeah.
But the golf course, but doesn't the golf course board, they have their own, they don't have their own policy?
And they are required to keep one.
Yeah, that's what they said. They have theirs, but the golf course per se isn't broken out.
Well, and I don't know if it's property for the golf course and liability. I mean, I just,
It's complicated.
it is complicated the way they have it set up.
Okay.
It's kind of like how the city ended up insuring the theater because it was so much cheaper for us to throw that into our blanket policy than it was for the old theater committee to do their insurance. It was at one point, and this is years ago, it was costing them $1,250 just for the insurance for the weekend. And once we threw it in with ours, it didn't hardly bump ours up at all, so.
So does that mean, Roy, then that whoever gets there first use the policy? I mean, if it's all blanket and they're all in there, so if there's a issue at the theater, they're covered, something happens at the golf course, we don't have anything left in there. So it's not even like,
I don't think that's the way.
No, that isn't the way it works.
okay,
Yeah, it's not a dollar amount.
No,
okay.
no, it's not.
But it's just-
There might be a cap, but there's not gonna be,
Right,
Be a substantial cap, I suspect.
right. Okay, all right.
I'll bring it next time and show you guys.
Okay, street leveling paving project costs. Stephen, do you have anything else for us, or basically more good news?
So I reached out to multiple contractors this last week. I have a problem with them coming down to Tekoa to give me an estimate. But the one that I got was from Motley and Motley, who we had last year do the 4 blocks. And that was $94,000. Which 4,000 of that is just for mobilization. The other 90 is for the actual project. So I'm gonna keep on reaching out to contractors, see what we can get, and I'll keep hounding them to get down here and give me an estimate. So but that's all I know for now.
That is for,
That's for Crosby all the way up where it meets Broadway. So over by Ross Street and down, and then over from Crosby to Ramsey on Roosevelt. And that's I quoted it, or had them quote it for 16 feet wide, 2 inches thick. So.
Stephen,
Mhm.
I want to thank you for the tour. I thought it was short class.
No
It was very, very insightful. It's complicated. It needs a lot of work, but thank you. That was helpful.
okay, we'll go to E, the variance that we granted the couple on their 5th wheel trailer that's on a 30-day renewal. Yep, and we're 30 days.
Have they done anything or said anything to us?
Somebody's dug a hole in the ground out there, but we still don't know when their house is gonna be there.
Were they sent a notification or how was it dealt with or called?
Ken just had a conversation with them.
She told me that they're gonna have to rent a place in April because they won't have their mobile home available before that. So I don't know if you wanna wait till April when they can
No.
rent
No,
something.
No.
So how do we get them out of there?
We should probably
Just have
send
to
a
wait
legal
till-
notification, right?
Dan's got a big pickup.
It's a board.
no,
Might
never
not
mind.
do it. I think we need to be careful here because, you know, getting people off of property is really hard to do, especially when it's their property.
Well, they can leave the trailer there as long as they're not living there.
I know. I get it.
But how many times are we gonna bounce it down the road till we start to send our citizens?
The date we heard was the 1st of April, right, if there's something
She
available.
said April. I
April's a
did not
long
ask
month.
her, I didn't ask her the exact date, she said April. Do you know how you get people out of property that they're not supposed to be living in a trailer on?
Well, it's a zoning issue, and so you cite them.
Proceed on.
Hopefully not have to litigate.
So Roy, could we do like what Mike Bogenreef often does? He gives a warning. So can we make, now that we've talked to them, discuss and give them a written warning? And then if they're not next month, if they haven't done it, then it moves to the next stage, which I think is a penalty stage. Isn't that what we have traditionally been doing?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, those are all, I'm just looking for a little bit of direction.
But I think it should be in writing at this point that we are aware that, you know, that your extra 30 days, we consider that a warning. We expect within the next 30 days to be movement, or there will start to be,
Okay.
I don't know what the wording is, penalty.
Roy, have you talked to him at all?
Nope. I have not.
But Mike has. Did Mike talk to him?
I don't know that.
I don't know that for certain.
Okay.
Okay. Cemetery maintenance wage. So at last council meeting, I approached the council about getting a wage increase for our city maintenance workers, or excuse me, the cemetery maintenance workers. It's been probably 4 years ago. They went from 16 to 18. And it'd be my recommendation with the council's approval that we ask for 20.
And does that might come out of the cemetery fund?
It's a shared cost. It's a shared cost. And the way it's set up is that there's an arbitrary year, and I believe it's 2017, which is about the time that this endowment took place, and the costs for the cemetery were then locked in at that cost. That's before we did. It might even be before that, before the endowment, before any of the improvements started taking place. So then once the improvements took place, which was a booster pump, so we had more water, the trees all got trimmed, the headstones got all straightened up, and then we started putting fertilizer on. Once those things started happening, of course, the maintenance went up because it was greener and getting watered more and all sorts of things. So then that is split. We're still obligated to take a certain control or a certain percentage of that, but then anything over that goes to the endowment, is how it works. Is that roughly clear?
That is clear.
right.
I've talked to the board members, and they're indicating, we're aware that the salary issue, which is falls into the projects of the through the year, is certainly been covered, not totally, but matching fund type thing. We indicated that, yes, that there's adequate funds in that. So a lot of that increase should be covered by the cemetery endowment fund. We just need to have that, whatever the costs are at the end of the year, sent to us, and then we'll look at that percentage or whatever Kenda indicates that where they are, then generally we have no problem with that.
So we're okay if we go $20 an hour then?
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem.
And I would like to explore the options of some equipment replacement out there. Because right now they're using their own equipment. I'm gonna guess a nice zero-turn lawnmower might save us a little bit on wages, because they'd be quicker. But that's another thing that we can certainly explore.
And somewhere to lock it safely.
Those
Did you
are,
talk about here?
Pardon?
We don't talk about putting it here.
There you go.
yes,
Yeah.
what would be interesting is to get a trailer that we could bring it here when they were done. You
That
know,
would be a smarter thing to do.
Do we,
Mhm.
or do we know what the impact would be, the cost if we go to $20 an hour for all of them?
No,
Do you have any idea?
I just know it's expensive if they don't, excuse me, it's not expensive. It doesn't do what the intent of the endowment was because if they're getting, they all work for different people too. And if somebody else is paying them 30 and we're not paying them somewhat of a competitive wage, we're not gonna get as much help maybe as we might
They
want.
haven't had an increase in a long time.
They haven't had an increase. They were at 16 forever. So, and then COVID hits and we got
That's
one.
just right at minimum wage, really.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the
So
problem.
anyway,
Whether or not the board will pay for all this, but a substantial amount. And as far as the equipment, that might fall under improvements, equipment purchase, so we talked
so
about that.
that's something that's gonna stay.
Yeah, so there's a number of, that's the endowment for to improve the cemetery, expand whatever qualities there are, and then longer term is that 5 acres. Do we remember what was decided the last time we talked about that, expanding that 5 acres was there somebody who had some connections, who knew how to design those and survey it? Was that discussed or was that any decision made on that to remember?
I
Not,
don't think anything was decided.
Not
but
definitively.
We talked about it getting it surveyed from the crew that comes out and does surveying from us.
Okay,
But I don't think we followed up on that at all.
okay, and somebody thought they might have, a person was good at designing those, and I said, well, that's certainly something to look into. It doesn't have to be done right away, but that's gonna take that down a bit. Be nice to know where that 5 acres goes. And the real question is, maybe the farmers would know more. If you survey it, can you put those points deep enough so that you can farm over there? They're not gonna be dug up if it's surveyed, because you hate to survey it all and then and if it's not developed, then it's time you can't farm it anymore. That's another issue. What do you think, Roy?
probably not.
Yeah, they can do it, but if you go down deep and 2 feet, let's say you go 3 feet, and then they make it's a water cover, for water, it's cast iron, and the metal detectors will pick them up at 4 feet.
Okay, there you go.
And they're about 8 inches round. And when they put that rod in there with the surveying point on it, then that goes right on top of it.
So unless they do a subsoil thing, I don't think that'd be a problem, 30 feet, but
No.
And our
Probably
place is
not.
called this. They drive around it. It's really not a
I
problem.
agree with you. But to me, you put it in about a foot and then put a post where that thing's at, and then the farmer will stay with you. You're right.
They don't wanna take out their drill or anything.
So
Right.
back to the salary, regarding salaries.
Go ahead.
Right.
Well, I was just gonna ask a question, as far as that 5 acres,
Yeah.
is it already ours, or is it
Yes.
a farmer that we're having to buy it
no,
from?
no, it's already the city's part of the cemetery.
Okay, it's just not surveyed
Yeah,
out where
It's there,
where it's
just in
at.
case you might need to expand. It's there, it's being farmed to maintain it.
Okay,
But once it's needed, and that's be determined when it's gonna be developed.
then, okay.
But it's there, we indicating that we're building a reserve to cover that very thing when it comes important.
Speaking of when it's needed, what is the capacity? Are we 75% capacity, or do we know?
I think we got 150.
150 to 200, I know at least 150, I always heard the term 200. So that's,
We're getting close.
well, that's still quite a while. I mean,
Let's get back to the
Yeah.
wage discussion, please.
Right.
The $2 an hour, I don't see that as a significant challenge for the city.
No.
So I would make a motion to increase the cemetery workers' wages to $20 an hour.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
Just a question. So I'm assuming though that we're assuming they'll be working about the same amount of hours. So it doesn't, if there's going to be a project with a real increase of hours, does that go through your board? Or
Yes.
is that monitored some way so that
It's
it
part of
doesn't
the
blow our
formula.
budget?
Well, the baseline was set in whatever year it was, 2017. So anything that is added on to that, hours are covered under. Just say in 2017, we used that as a base number. The hours up there were 220 hours. So now anything that blows over the top of that, that's all theirs.
that's correct.
Okay.
And that's true, and we have adequate resources now. We just all know that you can't exceed any more than what kind of profit return, what kind of return you get on that per year, which has been good. But you can't go into the principal. But that's good. So I don't think that's a problem, and our mayor's correct. So I don't think that's a problem either.
Okay, all right. Motion's on the floor. All those in favor of the $2 an hour raise, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, white fiber office offer for Old City Shop. I'm not sure how to quite handle this because it is a legal, because it is an offer, it is a bid. I talked to Stephen a little bit to figure out where we're at. And I'm trying to,
We have to go to executive session on that or not?
I also believe we should probably do that again. We should probably go to executive session at the end of the meeting and we'll get the wise words of wisdom from Stephen and how to proceed on this whole thing, okay? Okay?
Thank you. I think it's a good idea.
Okay,
Can I say something?
yes, ma'am.
I really think that you guys should get a real appraisal on it. Because
Yeah.
we had a realtor that came up and did the appraisal. And I'm not speaking for Wi-Fi in any way because I work for them, but that building has a lot of problems. And I think that she didn't even look at any of that. She just did a measurement on the outside of the building and gave a bid on it.
Mm.
And I just think, you know,
I agree
it's
with
totally up to you what you want to do, but I would think that you might want to get a real appraisal.
And how much is that about? How much would-
I don't know, can we look into that and then let you know?
Yeah, I would, and then, add that on to the bid, I guess, if that's what we decide or
And the
whatever.
part of closing costs.
But
But that's totally up to you guys. I just wanted to mention that because there's a lot of problems with that building and she has no idea.
I agree. I've told all along that we need to protect the cities and also to represent the property as it is in an appropriate way. That's fair and better. I think that's a good idea. Should do that. Can't be that much.
And we'll
Okay.
bring it up and say.
Well, wasn't there a lot of
executive
money
session, then
put
we'll-
into that building, you know, for like roofing, windows, and I'm thinking the cost of those, you know, improvements alone were more than any bid they gave,
That's brand new roof.
you
Yeah,
know.
we'll
It
talk.
is a brand new
and the
road.
windows,
Yeah,
so,
okay.
All right. Anybody have any great ideas for our 250th birthday of the country
Is there a certain time frame this is supposed to happen?
this year?
Like are other
July-
cities doing a
July
day or
They're doing things.
just anywhere?
Yeah, I'll see if I've been in contact with a committee that's running this. And I haven't heard from them lately, but part of what they were gonna do was keep, as communities or as entities came up with a plan, what they were going to do, they would submit these to the committee so you could kind of monitor what other communities were doing and maybe help that work around your ideas as to what you want to do.
Well, where I suggest that maybe you carry a Happy Birthday America banner at the Slippery Gulch Parade.
Nice suggestion. I think that's open for discussion.
Or a float.
All right, okay. Okay,
The chamber's still kind of up in the air. Their only comment was, if we're gonna do it, that's great, but let's either make it before or after Slippery Gulch. They don't want the two to come together.
Not much time at this point.
So that's the latest from the chamber.
okay, because when it was interesting, well,
They're scared
That's
one's
fine.
gonna override the
That's
other,
fine.
so.
I mean, I've heard concerns that we should have it in conjunction with Slippery Gulch.
Yeah, well, you know, like they said, the week before, the week after, and then time together that way
Okay.
rather than simultaneously.
Okay, well, I probably need to go to a meeting of one or the other.
All right.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go to new business. For those of you who may know, we're tentatively exploring the idea of canceling the next date for our next meeting, which would be,
March 23rd, or actually next
well,
week.
actually, next week, right?
Yeah.
I've even brought my calendar. So it's tentatively set up because our meeting was originally for the 2nd, so the 16th would be the next meeting. Because of a conference that a few of us are going to be at on the 16th, we were contemplating about moving it to the 23rd. And at that point, it was pointed out to me that my clerk is going to be gone. So then we've got to move it to the 30th, which is the last meeting, last Monday of March. And then that puts us to where April's meeting is like the 6th. So that puts meetings back to back.
Can I throw something else out? So the other thing is, we have been talking to Donovan Chase about trying to get, remote equipment set up for us for doing a Zoom meeting with an interpreter. And so he said, well, I'll kind of try to work on it tomorrow. I mean, so I don't know how quickly that is going to happen. So I don't know if you would recommend that we just have the interpreters come again until we get that equipment set up, or how you feel about that.
I would suggest we maybe forego another March meeting, and if White Fiber comes up with all the equipment, everything necessary, we could have a one-item special meeting to cover that between now and that April meeting, and that satisfies a lot. We're gonna start doubling everything up, and do we really have enough city business to have two meetings that close together?
The 6th to me sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, my
So our
only,
next meeting would be the 6th then?
my only question would be like what you said, if there's something special, like, I mean, when are we next, make our next steps with the sewer plant? So are we needing to transfer things over to a different
Not yet.
consultant?
No, not at this point.
So I just feel like lesson learned from last summer, we went 3 months with one meeting, and I don't feel like that served us well. So many things kind of bunched up and stuff, so I'm fine with it as long as we know that might make it kind of heavy in April for our 2 April meetings. The other thing is April 6th is the first week of spring break, and maybe the only one that affects with the school, but I can share that on here, so.
Okay, do I hear a motion to?
I make a motion, we move it to April 6th
April
at this time.
Okay, seconded. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good. Okay. We're cruising through this, guys. Kenda?
Yeah.
Purchase gas in lieu of mileage.
So, so the mayor has used the travel budget for the 2 meetings on the west side that he went to. And I was wondering if, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it, if you would pay for his gas, so that, I mean, there are other things that he needs to go to. And
Just say, and I would prefer to do that. Just fill with gas and keep track of that, turn the receipts into you.
so, like, I think somebody suggested that you fill your tank yourself, you go to the meeting, come back and fill it with the credit card, like at the gas pumps, so that it only uses exactly as much gas as they use for traveling.
Are we allowed to do that? I mean, because I know the state has its formula, which, because I saw that it was $500. Was that was two,
One trip.
one was $500, so just your gas reimbursement.
72 cents a mile.
Yeah, it's 72 cents a mile.
So are we allowed to do what you're suggesting, or do we have to use the state formula?
I can check to make sure, but, I mean, we've done it in the past and didn't get in trouble for it.
Are you looking at a lot more?
No.
Are you talking to just like when you go down to the port and stuff? Are you talking about for major or for everything that you have to do?
I usually don't submit mileage to the port meetings at Colfax.
But you even got the lab samples, and when people taking the lab samples up, so that includes that too.
So the price of fuel, is that gonna cost us more than just paying?
No,
that?
that's what you'll actually save on.
No, not even close.
So, and I offered for the trip for the sewer plant or the
Water
the test, the samples. So I go to Spokane every Thursday night, and so I offered to leave a half an hour early and not get paid mileage because I go to Spokane anyway. And Steven said that would work to take him on Thursday. I said maybe every once in a while, because I mean, we go to church way out in the valley and it's way downtown where I have to take him, like maybe every once in a while I get a few gallons of gas or whatever, but I mean,
You can, in a credit card, you can do it as long as she monitors all that. And that's what the state is concerned about, is the credit card isn't just given to people. And so she has to monitor
Through receipts.
receipts.
we do anyway for the credit card. It took me like 2 hours to break it all out last month. It was super fun.
So I think it's better to pay the gas and receipt it on like that instead of the mileage.
And I can double check to make sure that that the state is fine with it. I'll double check with the
Is this
auditor.
for all travel, or were we just talking about the Roy's trips?
All travel.
No, it would just be for his trips because he's used his budget.
So
I still have a budget, but I don't, I mean, you know. I don't
So we're
pull that
just
out.
starting out talking just about the Roy.
Don't look at me like that.
I thought it would be for the water samples, sewer
Oh,
samples.
no, I wouldn't even charge for gas I charge for a little bit of gas once a month, but I mean, only because I have to go clear downtown, but I'm just offering to do it because we go to church on Thursday
That's
nights.
gonna be a huge savings.
Huh?
A big savings for the city.
Yeah, it'd be a big
And handy
savings.
for you.
I understand now.
As long as the state doesn't have a problem with, you know, for him, for paying his gas as opposed to mileage.
72 cents for you? Pardon, 72 cents?
Is what is the in lieu of,
Gas is gonna go for $5 a gallon.
yeah, it could go up more.
You still come out.
No, but yeah, I
It
mean,
was like 343 miles to Lacey. And double, I mean, I think, and then you double that, and I mean, I was quite surprised too. So, and it took me, I could have done it in a tank, especially since I'm getting Idaho fuel.
Yeah.
We all are.
Well, they don't have a gate, and there's nobody checking you when you go over. Okay.
I do too.
well, I'll motion that we approve reimbursing Roy Gas, but that we maybe take a look at it every 3 or 4 months and just see where we are.
Yeah, the big trips are out of the way.
And-
Okay.
Based on what the state
Yeah,
says.
No, yeah, based
I'll
on,
make sure that it's okay.
I mean, I always thought that the reimbursement on it was the max you could get. I mean, always people put it in up for what you get reimbursed for, the 70 cents or whatever. That's the max you could get, but if you wanted less, I didn't think in the county, if you wanted less, nobody's gonna argue about that. It was what the most you could get. So I would be surprised if the state had a problem with that. And as far as the travel, Roy, we understand that the mayor's, it's important that they have contact with other groups, especially now we're looking for grants and other benefits from interaction. It would be helpful. So I think this is certainly reimbursement for gas, certainly that's good for the city. But more importantly, I do think that when you go to these conferences, and you did it the other day, if you make sure we clearly get a detailed idea of just what you found out and how it benefits the city and kind of that kind of thing. So we get some, and you
You
get
want
some.
me to bring 8 hours worth of
No,
conference into a,
no,
I don't like to listen to
No,
you talk
just-
that much. I know you guys wouldn't.
no, just a kind of a summary of what you found, the high points, and how it helped, how it might help us, what you found out. Something like that would be motivating to us too, because we're all trying to find ways to bring benefits and services to the city. That's all.
There's a conference coming up, March 26th, 5th, something like that, in Pasco. It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's done at 4 o'clock. And it's USDA is going to be there. A bunch of the big hitters with projects and stuff like that are going
For
to be there
federal.
for federal money. So
Can we put a vote on this until next meeting, until we find out what Kenda
Oh,
learns about state regulations, and then April 6th, say yes or no
well, I
on
think
pay?
the motion was that we would approve it pending approval,
Right.
so
Okay.
I just,
And
it
there's a
just
second
needs
or-
to be second,
Isn't there a second or?
not yet.
Okay, so Marge has
So,
seconded.
just to be clear then, you'll fill up,
I'll leave here full
full, your own gas, and then
and then get back and top it off someplace.
Swing by Idaho, is that?
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be an extra gallon or two of gas, but,
Make sure you go over there.
yeah, all right, okay. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Great, thank you, appreciate that. Upgrade for maintenance truck. Stephen, you're up again, and I'll start the conversation, but the old white Ford is on its last legs. The white one, the flatbed.
Oh, okay.
There's lights on that dashboard that we never knew existed. So,
It's
Stephen,
a Chevy.
it's a Chevy?
Yeah.
Well, okay, certainly, sorry about that.
So our main work truck right now, the white Chevy flatbed, is almost at 299,000 miles. And you can really tell when you get inside of it. It's got multiple things wrong with it. I took it up to Brian.
Yep.
And tried to schedule time for him to go through it and just give me an estimate of roughly how much it would be. And basically I got told, I've already worked on this, and if you want to put $7,000 into it, you can, but I don't know how much more it's going to last. So it's kind of either repair it, see how long it goes, or at this point get a new vehicle. So what I would suggest, and pending your approval, would be to open up around, it sounds like a lot, but 30 to 35,000 for a new service vehicle. It would be under water, sewer, and then we would have to take a little bit out of current expense in order to transfer that to streets and use it for streets too. I'm looking at different vehicles because the white flatbed doesn't really serve our purpose well. So I'm looking for more of a utility vehicle where we can put pipe and all of our tools on it with locking cabinets. That way, when we go to a job site, we have everything that we need. So we wouldn't be going back and forth so much. And I don't really use it as a dump bed that much.
Did you like get 3 bids on it of Dave Smith and like 3 different bids?
Well, these
Get
are
what
all,
you want to get what you want to get 3 bids, see what they come up with.
these are all used. So, I mean, if I were to buy one brand new, it'd be upwards of $90,000. So, these are just ones that I saw on Facebook. I cruise Marketplace a lot for good deals, but I can go into surplus sites too and go that way, try to keep it as low as possible for the best bang from that.
The other thing to consider with the condition of that flatbed
Yes.
is if it breaks or goes down, how much is the time lost for the guys working on the project? How much do we lose when they're sitting with a broken vehicle and not working on the project they intended to work on? We're gonna have wage loss there, whereas if we replace it with a good used vehicle, I think we're money ahead in the long run.
I tend to agree with that. How quickly, so this vehicle is really, could fail anytime.
Yeah. I've been using the mag truck a lot more often, just because it's more versatile and it's more trustworthy, because even though it's a lot older of a vehicle, I don't even think it has 100,000 miles on it, because it used to be the old firehouse truck.
Have we, do we have that kind of expense built into the budget?
We would, we only have 5,000 right now in street equipment replacement. Eliza did not put any money in water or sewer replacement. So we would have to move money either from water and sewer reserve into there, or, you know, move the budget around inside the water and sewer fund.
Okay, that was the next question. David, what do you think about that? Since you're in the budget committee, what's your impression of this?
Well, I think that, you know, she's got to come up with the money where to pull it
Of
from.
course.
But I think it needs to come out of water, sewer, and street and everything else. And, so would it be worth it to put it on, payments, yearly payment, annual payments, or just pay the whole thing outright?
We have the money in reserve. I mean, it wouldn't be an issue at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying we would have to move money though, because we don't have money in the line item, equipment replacement in water and sewer. There was none put in there this year.
So it's just a money transfer.
Yeah.
So the-
What years and how many miles are you looking at that you've seen?
That I've seen are usually 2016s, and they go, I've seen them for around $28,000,
How many miles on them?
100,000.
100,000 or less.
And that's four-wheel drive, so we could put it on a small plow.
So Stephen points out an interesting snippet. Since we're up around that number, we've got to put that out for bids. Now, how do you put a used rig out for bids? You just say, Wait.
To research.
right?
Yeah, I've never done that before. I'd have to look.
I mean, Stephen and I have looked and
Can't you
we've,
just get three bids?
You're not
You
Mr.
could
Bishop, Mr.
yeah,
Bishop. I'm trying to get, there's so many Stevens, and
Yeah.
so you're saying Mr. Bishop is the one that is suggesting
Yeah.
that. Okay, so then you went to Steve.
It just depends on how much it's gonna cost. And I don't remember the thresholds. It's been too long since I've had to deal with that.
well, when we got the sweeper truck, it was under that threshold of 20 grand.
What is it, 20,000? I'd have to look at our stuff. It's not on the top of my head.
Okay,
I'd have
we
to look
need
and
to
see
know
what
that.
it is.
It could be 30,000, I just don't know.
Could we ask Stephen to research this, bring us back 3 offers, and then we can move forward from there as to whether we have to put those out to bid or if it's acceptable to go forward that way. Let him tell us how much he needs and then we can act on it. That would be my thought.
I'd almost think to, for a 10-year-old rig that he's looking at with 100,000 miles, or 30, 35, might be able to get a new one for 70.
You're not gonna touch that truck right now.
No.
You never know, but
You never know, I mean, that's what
Or
you
you
can
can-
do.
Yeah,
It just,
sometimes we don't know what we don't know.
And the other side, if he wants a service body on there like he's talking, that's gonna add a considerable amount to having to buy a new and then buy a service body. Whereas if we go to a used one that's already so equipped, it's gonna be a lot less expensive for the city.
And we'll all be gone by the time it needs to be replaced.
Probably so.
Well, most of us.
One of the ones that was 100,000 miles was a diesel, so, with the diesels, that's just barely broken in, as far as mileage wise, so.
So Stephen, would you put down your requirements that you're asking, the kind of truck you want, approximate year, and then, the city would take that requirements and put it out to bid? Is that the plan?
I don't know if we have to put it out for bid or if we can just get 3 bids.
I don't know if we
Equipment.
can
Absolutely.
bid something that we're purchasing though.
That's what I was gonna ask, is how do you bid
Not
when you're trying to buy a used truck? How do you-
We would call, just say, Dave Smith and say, this is what we would like, these are specs. We would like, something with 100,000 miles or less, diesel, 110.
All right, that's
Do
what
you
you're
have
saying.
anything that utility box, rack? Do you have something that, and here's the amount. Do you have something that would qualify?
And sometimes I think I'm trying to remember, but it seems like sometimes when you do it through, like, say, City of Spokane surpluses trucks and the state surpluses trucks, sometimes that makes a difference in the way that you can acquire them. Yeah.
So since Stephen and I have started talking about this, and I've been to Lewiston, and then I was up to Deer Park yesterday, and I bet you I counted 15 rigs that qualify for what Stephen would think about getting, just on lots.
Okay.
Not, didn't know what the price was, but yes,
No.
they were there. So I guess the idea is that, well, certainly think it's a great idea, just a matter of what we get and how much we're gonna pay for it. You think it's gonna cost about, we're talking about 25,000.
So if we knew that we could do, get 3 trucks and have at a certain price, but we'd need to do it close to the meeting because they might not be available
Yeah.
if we, don't, is that true?
Well, especially because Stephen does a good job researching, looking, and that could mean you could find something tomorrow in our price range and they would like to have it, you buy it right then.
We could always come back with a special meeting for that one item. But I'd like to start with him finding what's out there and then let's go forward from there.
I can
Instead
give
of playing the
you,
what ifs game.
Yeah.
I can give you 3 bids and then,
Yeah. And as soon as you find one you're really sold on, I mean, we trust you a lot, Stephen, to pick out a good deal for us.
So we would be taking money from the sewer and the water reserves. But isn't the water reserve a little tight?
Not really. I mean, it has 100,
And then I know the sewer reserve we're building up, but that is money we're wanting to put towards the sewer plant,
we're putting
right?
150,000 into the, into reserves.
Right, so we're around 200 and something now, aren't we, over that?
Yeah.
I think by the end of this year, when we do it again, we'll be about 500,000. So I just, personally, I just feel very stingy about taking any money out of that because we just are, every time we talk about the sewer plant project, it's gone up. So I feel like whatever money we have in there that can be put down towards a loan or whatever we have to do. So I imagine it wouldn't be all that much to,
There's a
For
lot
the
of
truck.
money.
Those are separate accounts anyway that we would go to for money for maintenance versus the reserve account for the sewer plant.
No, we
It's
just
all
have one reserve. But we have quite a bit of money in the sewer fund. The carryover was a lot. So I mean, I'm sure that we have enough money in the regular sewer fund to pay a portion of that truck.
okay, without touching the reserve. Okay.
The water though, I think we would probably have to take some out of the reserves for the water,
But the
for
thing
the
you
water
got,
part of the
thing you
truck.
gotta look at though is, this is an expense for the water and sewer, because if you don't have a truck, you can't get out there.
Yeah.
Stephen, what
So
happened
this
is
comes out, this is just like putting in a pump house and everything else. So this is an expense that's gotta come out of that, so you can maintain that. So,
Stephen, what happens if the truck fails completely? What do you do then? If that's it-
He runs the mag truck, which
We've
is
been
doing
running the
now.
mag truck now.
So that you do have a fallback, but it's not good.
I can't carry a lot of tools on the mag truck unless I were to take the whole skid out of it
Okay.
and make it not a mag truck. I can't carry tools. I can use the mosquito truck. But again, that's just a regular bed truck, and I'm basically just throwing tools in the back.
So what we need is you just have 3 rigs that you found, the price on it, and then you bring them to the city. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, he'll find out what's out there, bring it to us, and we can decide
Okay, and then we can have a special meeting because our next meeting is until 6th, right?
if we need one, yeah, that's easy.
Okay,
Hey.
Or you can probably drive it till the 60s. Would love to drive it.
all right,
Let's have one. All right.
okay, great, thank you. Read the banning the sale of, that thing in.
What about Dempster?
I bet that's
That's,
key.
that's the,
Okay.
Yes, it was 2 or 3 meetings ago, I don't remember exactly how many it was, when Doug came in and presented to the council during the talk time, and was talking about how, if I remember correctly, it was his son,
Nephew.
nephew passed away from consuming that kratom, which is being sold here in our local grocery store.
Yes.
And he was bringing it up and he passed the bottle around, which I think for all of us, it was the first time seeing the bottle. And what caught my attention was on the back of it stating that it was not intended for human consumption. But that's how it's being sold, and that's how they get around, the FDA and everything else saying, oh, it's not for human consumption. You take it, then that's not on us. But it is not good. And paperwork, and she didn't print it all out, which is fine. But I had put out paperwork from the government showing the issues with it and everything else. Also from Washington State and this listing cities that have already banned it, the sale of it. And what caught my attention was this week in social media, I think everybody has a copy of this. It was from KXLY that last Monday night, the city of Spokane Council approved an ordinance banning the sale of it in Spokane County, in Spokane City. And again, they listed all of the issues with it and why they're doing that. And so again, I would like to see us as a city, taking a concern for our residents, being able to get this substance, just go down to the store and buy it. And I would like to see us, make it do the ordinance to ban it, the sale of it within the city limits.
I've got a certain expertise in that. As coroner, I have at least 2 cases that directly caused, it contributed to the cause of death in 2 individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, when they're drinking large amounts of alcohol and sugar drinks, and they're taking a Creighton, it caused tachycardia, increased heat, and hallucinations, and 2 died from that. I made an attempt in Pullman, since it both occurred in Pullman, to get it banned there, but they said it was too complicated, take a process at the time to go through the whole process and get it banned, so nothing didn't go anywhere. But it has been toxic a long time, and it's that bark substance, and bath oil, bath salts, and all those are saying people take for those purposes. They all say on it. That's how they get around it. It's not safe for consumption. Shouldn't be taking it. People do. They know about it. It does cause problems, and it is dangerous. So I would certainly go along with banning it. If Spokane's banning it, they've got a lot of information on it and statistics. So they're pretty stingy about banning something like that. So I would say that if they have enough evidence, it certainly makes good medical sense to ban it.
And one of the articles, I don't remember if it was this one or not, states that they do add, the manufacturer can add other compounds to it, other chemicals, that doesn't have to be FDA approved because it's not for human consumption.
Exactly.
So you don't really know what it is that you're buying. And if you read the back of it, you're not going to be able to read it and understand it anyway. So I just think it's a substance that we don't need to be selling in our town.
So Reed, would you be able to get the language from Spokane and then work with Mr. Bishop or whoever you need to present to us?
Yes, I did a research trying to find ordinances that are already out there that I can bring in and show you, but I'll have to go to Spokane itself and find out what the wording or verbiage is for us to copy.
If we could get copies of them, refer them to our attorney, they can write us an ordinance.
Right.
And then that solves the problem. Our language would be probably correct anyways, because theirs is already tried and true. And I think this is something we need to do. If we've got some copies of current ordinances to hand over to our city attorney, he can do what we need to do as an ordinance and go forth and conquer.
Yeah, like I said, I couldn't find any, and this was just last week. They had to go to the mayor to be approved, so I'm sure it wasn't, informed where I could get it yet from Spokane. So
Okay, you bring that forward, son?
yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep. I've got to find out where the state's at on all this.
Well, that was part of the paperwork I printed out or sent to her, was from the state talking about it.
It came to your, email.
Sure, one of them.
So- Well, sorry, because there were so many of them, and I didn't know.
All right, yeah, so where is the state with this?
Well, again, they don't have a problem with it, you know, they don't have a problem with marijuana either. But several cities that was listed are banning it, like Spokane. So,
Good catch. Okay, we're cruising through here. Yep, dumpster.
So, so the last few years, I think, out of the last 5 years, 4 of them, we provided a dumpster for community cleanup. I think it's gotten up to about $1,200 for the rental. Typically, Whitman County offers that. It's usually the second full week of April. I haven't seen anything. I wanted to present to the council, I feel like we should take a break this year from it. We have a lot of different expenses that are coming up. We have, since we started it, we have a much better maintained area right here for people getting rid of their cardboard and their cans and things like that. And it is less expensive if people got together, or neighbors got together, if they needed to haul something down to Colfax and do it. But also, originally, the idea was to do it and include the school and make it sort of a community cleanup, but it always falls during spring break. And so we don't get that opportunity. Some of the complaints I hear is because, one, we have to provide people that kind of keep an eye on it and stuff, so it can't be open all day or in the evenings when a lot of people are home. So a few people get in there and kind of fill it up, and then other people come on that last weekend or the last few days, and there's no room for their stuff in there. So I just want to suggest that we take a break from it this year and then communicate to people ways they can do cleanup, what is available. So that's my thought.
I've also heard through the chamber that there's a new business in town. The gentleman's name is Fletcher, and that's exactly what he's in business to do. So if he's there and he's available to haul all this stuff off, it's gonna cost you a fee, then is the city competing with him if we go ahead with this? Personally, I like what you're saying. Let's take a break. Let's find out how well it works for him. Maybe that's a resource that everybody can use in the future.
The town's been cleaned up a lot of stuff has been removed. I mean, it's a place that's a lot cleaner, and a lot less scattered than it has in the past. So it's been real successful, very successful.
So that's all, unless somebody wants to go ahead with it, I think that's all that needs to be said. There's no motion to.
Okay with delaying it, and I think that if this individual wants to do that for a business, that's really good.
We need to get a hold of I'll try and get a hold of somebody on the chamber and get his business information, but
And this is the one that talked about, well, haul refrigerators and stoves and stuff like that. It's a
he'll
different guy.
haul anything.
Anything.
So, let me find out if I can, what's going on with him, and I'll bring it back. to
So
council.
instead of getting a dumpster in your yard, you call him and he come take it away.
Yeah, he'll haul it right from your house.
Not to take away from him, but also, I don't know that people know this, but the Empire Disposal, they will haul appliances. I mean, there's a fee for it, but like even a stove, it's like $20 or something to haul away if you set it outside your house. So I mean, that is available for people too, for sure to get rid of things. They will do that.
Good. Anybody else got any comments?
I like the cleanup, but boy, I tell you what, somebody has to be there to maintain it and pack it in there, and so it's kind of a job.
It's a bad thing they fill it, huh, every year?
Yeah, and, you know, we've cleaned the town up in the last 5 years with that, and so that's pretty good.
I'd
But
like to see what this private business can do for us, and
Yeah.
Waste Management, if they're gonna haul appliances. Yeah, that may be a good solution, save the city a few bucks, and be a better way to deal
Is he
with it.
related to any of the Fletchers in the area?
I'm all for it.
Is he related to other?
Yeah, he lives here.
Okay, do I have a motion?
No,
We
no,
don't-
We don't.
Okay, we don't need to do anything then. Okay, perfect. I'll address that in the newsletter that we're not, or maybe not. Okay, at this point, I want to go to executive session. before mayor's report, before and announcements and reports. So we're gonna go to the executive session, or we're gonna come out at 25 after, and it has to do with acquisition or dispensing of properties. Okay? Okay, we're gonna go, we'll come out at 25 after. Thank you. Come on.
Yeah, no, you can do it in executive session. They want, I think Mark, ask if she wants, Stephen to
Yes, I
Yeah, Stephen. You gave you got lucky.
well, there was a time, at the beginning, but there's also public comments at the end.
I always thought it was the first day.
Oh, yeah, as long as you want it.
But I didn't realize you could
So,
stretch it out.
right.
Stretch it out to extend it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What days are you open?
Wednesday through Saturday.
Right, I'm wondering if I'm on the water at the end of the meeting.
I'm looking at, you have 3 minutes.
Well, I work nights, and so I'm asleep until 6:30 at night.
So what time you open up?
I imagine that there would be some meetings with the 3 minutes.
I'm complete opposite of everybody else.
I guess. I can't make the decision, it's the mayor, I can't make the decision.
Post on there.
I'm sure it wouldn't be an
If
issue
you
though.
can send them to the meeting for.
Okay.
Join them somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And I'm like, well, I do have ID, trophies, ID papers that I've been, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna address a couple things.
Oh, I forgot.
I better go sign in, so I'm not to do it once. I'm not one to bring my side.
No. Yeah. 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 I don't know how to do that, that'll be interesting. Oh, yeah. Let's see if Phil and attorney Eric before. That's
He
a whole-
he was the attorney before Eric. He's in the guard. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of people going from Proto. No, not about Eric. He's a lawyer.
Oh, that's what he does with the card?
Probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, if he's a lawyer, he can do that.
The card has lawyers?
Yes, you bet. Yeah, I mean,
That's news to
you
me.
get in trouble on
Maybe
days.
Derek does know.
We got a little war going on. No, yeah, I don't know why, well, you have to have a JAG deployed as well.
What's a
When
JAG?
issues come up. So JAG is a military lawyer.
Interesting.
Must be halftime, yeah, 38-24.
Well, I don't know.
My, one of my granddaughters is in January.
A lot of benefits to it. I would actually recommend active duty. Well, because it's usually at least 3 years active duty, you get 4 years of college.
Oh,
My youngest son did it. He's not super happy with where he's stationed at, but he's deployed right now. And from where he's at, he's in a very good place to fight a war from. The Azores. So there's an island group off the coast of Portugal. That's the Azores. So he's a pretty safe spot. Stay in a hotel downtown, it's putting in $70 a day. So he's doing all right.
He's not like a resort, essentially.
Yeah, yeah, it's, what he said, it's the Hawaii.
It's the
of
Hawaii
Spain.
of Portugal.
Portugal. So, could be way worse. Yeah, for the first time, I warned them about this for the first couple, 3 weeks. Well, they were doing nothing. And I told them that beforehand. I said, you might be someplace and you're doing nothing. And that sucks. So they did nothing for the first 2 or 3 weeks. And then things picked up. So they're just.
I would bet they're gonna stay in there until 25 Ashford.
That's a long time.
So cold outside and so warm in here.
Yeah, aren't you glad? She came in here and turned the heat down, so I'm like, it is so cold during that meeting, I am turning it back up to 72.
Who turned it down?
Nikki, she was hot when she came back from watching, I'm like, I think tonight it'll be cold, because the last 2 times I've sat there and frozen.
72's too warm.
Are you too warm?
Very warm.
You have a coat on.
No, it's not even.
72's too warm.
Oh,
I like 60,
right now?
68. Year round. Heating, cooling, 68.
I keep mine at 70.
Well, I've got the house at 69 now.
Walked into my house the other day, it's so hot in here, we need to shut off the heaters and turn on I opened the windows for you. And then I was freezing for the next 3 days because I couldn't figure out, if you get it set at a perfect temperature. You
Yeah,
don't have to
don't
change
touch
anything, and then you touch it and you're like, I'm not gonna find the sweet spot.
The first thing that the people told me that owned my house prior, they're like, you want to not go through both of your heating tanks. Just set your temperature at one temperature and let it run all winter long. Like, they're like, if you fluctuate it at all, it'll just burn up that diesel like real quick.
Diesel is so expensive.
I have-
The heat with diesel is like, oh my goodness.
I have 2 275-gallon tanks.
And how long does it last?
Well, it's lasted all year so far, but I've topped them off. So,
How much is diesel though? How much do you pay for diesel for heating, for off-road?
I think I spent like $2,000.
We've got,
A year?
we're on,
Pellets.
with Coleman and Bush before that, we got on like a comfort thing.
Oh,
We just called them up and asked them, hey, can we do this? So we just pay like $250.
So you got diesel, you have diesel too?
Well, no, it's heating.
Oh,
Winter.
Oh, yeah.
They mix it.
yeah. So we have, propane.
Mhm.
So we had our propane tank filled up, and I was thinking, I can't remember what it
At
was.
least you do a special, like in September. A lot of
Yeah, and
times.
Dean didn't do it, so then there you go.
Well, your propane people should have told you.
No, we did, he did. He did. It wasn't, I mean, but you know, we have a huge tank, so it'll last us clear until next year when it's past the special time.
when we lived out by Fairbanks, we were just north of there. I put in a hydronic heating system that was, and a stove. I set it up for Y2K.
Oh,
That was a propane.
oh,
And so we had a big tank, and I think we were getting, it was 1999.
you're like my brother, hey, you and my brother-in-law David, he has a whole bunch of gold too, but now, you know, it's worth $5,000 something or whatever.
Gold. We did well. I bought it at 3 1/4, 350, 7 ounces, 7.5 ounces. Sold it at 1,500.
Nice.
So I mean, that's 500%. That's pretty good.
Now it's 5,000.
Right, but you can't look back.
Oh.
How many decisions would you change?
I try to look forward,
That's all you can do.
right? Don't I?
That's right.
I tell these guys all the time, I'm like, are you just calling in? Oh, are they back?
I don't know if they can go back into regular time. Oh, just
I knew I never shot it. Never come out right.
Oh, Stephen, Steve, Pete, you gotta sign this one.
Okay, listen.
I know. You can borrow mine, they're readers.
Yeah, exactly.
These are actually.
But I'm only doing.
He's smart. Huh? He's smart.
Yeah, and your time is getting quick.
Design and the airport.
Basically, it's.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you early.
Once it's ready, it's couple more days.
Well, it was easy. Exactly. I couldn't believe it.
I think it was last week.
Yeah.
The hive, the swarm hive that was left.
There's more than that. Added them all up. Our guys,
I just checked them the other day.
Oh, that's true.
Swarm, that's what it's named for. The rest of the life.
I know how to log in, so. Tom, when you know this,
Remember, I have a. It's just when you get them home, you still gotta live.
Don't give up on me.
Oh.
Potential. I'm trying to.
I got them all figured.
Didn't work out. I saw the register.
How much you just said, what the actual fuel was.
Just to close the.
And to the brother.
I'm looking more directions at.
Is that?
You got time left?
Was this 25?
I got those five different areas.
Yeah, we're gonna start this 5 minutes early to make sure.
Because there's no variety.
Yeah, so it's, people talking.
Caught and just back and scratching backs.
Really?
Oh, I just still a person.
Definitely from here.
We had a house, in the valley, and it had a tree. And this real small,
You know, I
part
talked
of
to
the
Carol about it, and they,
pawn shop, electric.
Yeah.
Chainsaw. And I was cutting the trimming down the tree, and I cut it, it was a Y on the branch, so I grabbed it, and I cut the Y, and it came back up, and crossed my fingers. And I let go, and I decided, we gotta come up, and this knuckle here, it got one tooth, and it healed back. So I went to the doctor walked in, he said, everybody goes, oh, wow. He said, normally chainsaw was, chainsaw was, he said, you got lucky, just one tooth, just feel that, I got 12 stitches. And just that little, yeah, so underneath it on top.
Oh.
But,
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and come on out of executive session. At this point, I'll accept a motion that we. Yeah, we've got a motion coming up.
Oh, for something else.
I will
Yes, for
make
someone
a
else.
motion that we, put the city shop and the old city hall up for appraisal, that we hire an appraiser to come in and, give us an official appraisal on those two properties.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, done. Thank you. Announcements or reports, we'll start, I'm gonna go first this time because that's what it says. So mayor's report, couple questions. How do we want to, spray for mosquitoes this year?
Yes.
That's up for discussion. I want you guys to think about this because we're gonna have to get rolling on it pretty quick. Now,
Side note, if I may, the vet that we use in Potlatch, North Blues, part of their protocol now is heartworm medicine for your animals. Heartworm has become very prevalent in dogs as far as Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, so now they think it's carried by mosquitoes. If that's the case, we probably ought to spray for mosquitoes to help curb the heartworm with our pets, just a thought.
okay. So a couple,
It's a deadly disease once they get
so
it
a
there.
couple of caveats. Kevin is our sprayer, and I believe at some point he said he was gonna be done, but I'm gonna act like I can't remember that. So,
So here's my offer, so I can control this a little bit.
right.
Can I go get the certification to do this and spray it? Would that be okay? Just think about it, because that way I would spray differently than what, I would do it at night when mosquitoes are out. Bees go to sleep at 8:30 in Tekoa.
Are we spraying after dusk?
No,
We start at 2 o'clock.
Sun is down.
What?
Hold it, no,
He
no,
doesn't
no,
start
no,
till like
never,
6
never.
or 7.
No, he does not, because he's gone through, started a lot of times at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But the wife and I watched him right here, and he had a cloud, and it was 3 o'clock, and where the railroad tracks.
I've seen it many times this afternoon.
Okay.
He's never over here before 6 or
Well,
7.
he's-
Okay, well, hey,
Anyway, but anyway, just think about it. I would go and do it.
And that, what he just brought up a question I was gonna make, was the other side of this besides the worms, is affecting bees and killing the
It
bees.
wipes everything out during the day.
But, so you're saying that if at night it's okay with bees, it's not gonna affect them?
Because then you get the moth that eats the fruit trees, am I right? The apple moth, he's at night. And so you'd be able to get that moth out of the way too. But the thing is, if you spray at night, that's when the mosquitoes are the most
Right,
now.
Well, I don't know what would be the problem if you, getting a certification in spraying. I mean, you know what you're doing. It'd be a non-paid position.
No,
No, you got.
that's negotiable.
Yeah.
It's paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we each have a chance to weigh in, so we're not talking on top of each other? Or whatever.
Certainly, Pete, you first.
Oh, are we doing that going around? No, I'm good.
I'm in favor of it.
I'm totally in favor, yes.
I'm in favor.
Me too. I'm in favor.
And you'll go get the certificate.
I'll go get it, yeah.
It's arduous.
It's hard, yeah.
That's one of the hardest tests they got.
Yeah.
I'm in favor as long as it's at night, like you were saying.
They've hardly ever come through. I mean, it's always dark when they come by my place.
Two things. So, one is that I think that we need to have one of our employees, and I know Steven's just got his sewer and everything, so I don't know if he's even interested in doing that right now, or if we are, and so you're gonna talk about a new hire or whatever, but I think we need to, within a year, try to get somebody else certified. Dave's not gonna wanna do it forever if he does it. Secondly, I think the last 2 years, I think part of the problem we had is that 1 year it was a late start. The other, I think it was really wet. And then there was a disruption. I don't know if Kevin was gone or what exactly. And so, and then last year, so there was a delay. And even the people who hate spraying, they were begging for spraying because it was so horrible. And people couldn't go outside in their own yards, especially people around the creek and stuff. So yes, I'm in favor of it. I do think we need to have another certification on
Okay.
boy.
Being on council, paid position.
No,
We
he
can make
can't.
up to $18,000 a year.
Yeah, he ain't getting paid that much. And we ain't getting you a new pickup.
Yeah, I think it's a great
We have
idea.
the bomb, what do you mean? I used to take it to Wayne.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll find out when you can do it.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm sure you're not gonna get any fights from any of the crew.
Yeah, but it is a good idea that, and it's when a city crew does get the job, before filled it and everything else, that, city crew members do have that. So.
Okay, all right. Second, you guys understand next 16th, 17th, we will be several of us. I know Kim's gonna go, I think Pete's gonna go. There's a conference, Novi is putting on a 2-day meeting up at someplace. And I want to go.
Convention center.
Yeah, it's-
Convention center.
Yeah, it's a convention center, and we'll let you know how we set Kathy Houston up last year, I believe.
And Heart and Soul will be up there. too.
Yeah,
Our-
and so it'll
our
be
local.
interesting, and we'll get some feedback as to as how that, and the meeting that I'll be going to in Pasco is on the 26th, is the Federal Partners Coalition for projects and stuff like that. So USDA will be there, a whole bunch of other funding agencies, and so it might be just me and them. I don't know, but and so if anybody wants to go down, means we're gonna have to leave at probably about 6 in the morning to get there. I think it's at 9. So, but we'll drive down and drive back. The port commissioner talked to me, and they've got a bid on the project out of the Fonts Industrial Park area. So they're gonna come up with a bunch of extra dirt at some point. So if we got an idea, we could think about what we need extra dirt for, let us know when we can get in on it.
Where would they dump it? By the railroad trestle, where they've been dumping all that,
Yeah,
concrete?
they'll finish it. That would be one of the first things we would finish that up. Okay, and you know, and somebody said something about fields and stuff like that. Yeah, no. Farmers aren't gonna want that rock infested stuff in their
There's another
fields.
place you could put it, is the old dump site there, where it just covered that stuff up, the holes and everything. You know where the big sign is?
Oh, right.
We own that.
Okay,
It just happened.
Still?
yeah, I think so.
I thought there was something that I saw.
No, that's the old part out
Out of Catholic Cemetery.
Up there
Yeah, the old,
by the Catholic cemetery.
yeah, the one out there where the old dump was out there.
But that's easy access and
All
everything
right.
else.
And I had a fleeting thought, so we'll just go on and I'll come back to it.
So Roy,
Yeah.
so what's happening with, you're hiring for a public works position?
Mhm.
And, I didn't see that, we didn't talk about wages or anything, so I'm assuming it's, you're offering it the same when we hired Jeff,
Yeah, I
the
think
same
it's-
range?
I think it's 22 to
22
30.
to 30 is
I
what
think
was
22 to 30.
So can I clarify that, what I saw, and I know this is the practice of the school when they hire, is that there's a range, and when somebody's hired, that range is on from somebody who has no experience to mid-range, and very rarely do you hire somebody at the top experience. I mean, at the top wage, unless they really are knocking it out of the park and have come to us. And so that whatever you hire them at, that needs to be approved by the council. And we haven't,
Yes.
okay, and we haven't been in the years prior to the last year or two, there isn't like a 90-day or a 6-month increase on that.
Okay.
They're hired, and then that next year, once they have an evaluation, you give us a written evaluation, then we talk about salary increase or the union contract or whatever will take in effect at that point. I just want to make sure that the rest of the council, that is what, we're on the same page, right, about that.
Okay.
And where is it being advertised?
Colfax paper.
Is it listed around town too?
It's on the billboard. It's on the billboard.
I think we determined one time it's also helpful,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, to put it like at the post office and the bank and places, because when not everybody drives by there, and sometimes if you don't drive by at the right time.
I put it at the post office.
Okay, perfect.
And then I put it on the website, but I can't find it on there. That website just sucks, so I don't know who I need to call
Who's
about
in
it.
charge of that?
Not me.
Give it to Reed.
Okay.
Yeah, Reed, can you come and help me?
His blood pressure, I can feel his blood pressure.
It went on there and I can't find where it is, so I don't understand it. It's stupid.
Whatever I was thinking about has gone through again. So at this point, staff reports. Ken, what do you got? for us?
So I was just gonna go over, I gave you all the 2026 budget position, how much money we received and spent in each of the line items. We received 1.7 million from the carryover, and I made some changes in the, you won't see it because I didn't do this whole budget position, but if anybody's interested in getting it. The 78,000 was put in, just into the general fund as a line item. So I dispersed it the way it was supposed to be dispersed throughout the budget. So it's kind of changed things. Our airport fund, if you'll notice, is we still are negative in that, but I just found out last week how to ask for the money for the car loan.
For the car loan, they gotta reimburse us the 43,000.
Right, and so he said that would be coming within 7 days, so we'll be back in black in the, in the airport fund. See, like, for instance, so if you'll notice the water fund, you asked me about that. So there's 198,000 in the regular water fund, we spent 64,000. And then in the water reserve, we have 150,000. So if we did have to take some money out for the truck, there wouldn't be an issue as long as you guys all agree to do that. And in the sewer fund, there's 390,000 right now, and I'm gonna move the 150,000. I got all the things signed for that into the oh no, that's a reserve. I'm sorry, sewer fund. I'm gonna take the 150 out to move to sewer reserve, so we will have more than 500,000 after I move that. It'll be about 540,000 in there. So. And that was the money from last year, 150,000 from last year.
Okay, because there was talk of doing it at the end of the year, but
Yeah,
we're gonna do it now.
Yeah, I had to get signed up to transfer to LGIP
Okay,
and do all that stuff, so.
no, all the better that it's at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
We were told at the budget meetings that it would be moved at the end of this year.
Yeah,
But no.
it wasn't.
Okay,
So I'm doing it.
perfect, thank you.
I said to do everything. And then, I don't know, since, we don't have a finance officer, I don't know if we just want the Mayor Pro Tem to sign off on the treasurer's report.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
He's budget committee anyway, that's a good idea.
So do you want to pass that to him? So that's the January treasurer's report. Did you guys have any other questions about any of the, stuff that I gave you, the receipt register or the check register or anything?
Perfect, it was perfect.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
No, my question, I was just gonna ask about the gas, and we already talked about that, so.
Oh, yep, yep.
One of the things that flitted out of my brain that I remembered, since we've decided not to approach the .09, the $100,000 blue ribbon for the golf course, this is after a conversation with Kara, and she advised us to work a different way. Okay, and the theater got turned down for their grant that they were going after for the historical grant. I was wondering if we, I haven't gotten back in touch with Laura yet, but if we could approach the 09 committee about doing some theater projects. Maybe it's the facade out front. Part of what my delay is, the last couple of weeks have been a little hectic, but part of my delay is because some of that stuff was, Vista was gonna step in and help them with, and I need to figure out what a Vista's wants. And the reason why we're going with the .09 on the theater is because most of those numbers have already been found in the original grant that they went after for this historical society. So those numbers are all, so, excuse me. So when we go to apply the 09 grant, those numbers are already found. All we gotta do is transfer the numbers across.
But you don't know how much it is, so we can't approve it tonight.
That's right. I just want
And
to
I would
know.
have to have that written in the next week to
Yes.
get it in
Yeah.
time.
Yes. So I'm going to have to, it's gonna cost me chocolate and probably
Not
coffee.
complaining.
But
So we need a special meeting to.
yeah, we may have to have a special quick meeting to approve that we do that. Okay, but if it's okay, we will proceed to try to keep
But
moving
sooner
that
than
way.
later.
sooner than
You're
later.
stressing me out totally right now.
You say that it's costing him chocolate and coffee.
Yeah.
You heard me.
As if you don't stress me out, ma'am.
I never have.
Okay, all right, so I believe that's what I have. Okay, report now. Are we done now? Oh, now I'm not in so in trouble. Dave,
I'm just gonna go to the meeting on the 27th in Wenatchee. I gotta go to Euphoria the day before, so.
that's
meeting is
the pro tem.
Oh, the Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'll go to that, because I gotta do some Grant County stuff.
on the 27th.
Reed?
Fire department meeting was tonight, so I didn't get to go, but I'm gonna run over there afterwards and see if there's anything from Donovan.
Certainly.
I'll be meeting with the care center team next month to just find out how things, we had to postpone our winter meeting. And we're talking about cleaning up. There's been different groups and individuals in town that have done a litter cleanup for Slippery Gulch. So I'll be coming back and seeing, Alex was gonna try to do it, but she's got so much going on. I'm hoping we can get, Marge and John have kind of led the crusade, and Kim Schultz for years. And so hoping, that's probably where our biggest need is cleaning up the litter on the roads.
It's horrible.
And do you know how many bags we picked up last year? It was ridiculous, and so within a few months. So maybe a bunch of us, maybe the council, we can all get out and have fun and go have coffee afterwards or something, but more to come. And then question that came from a citizen in town. It is about, on this building, they've asked, and maybe, I guess they've come in past years, about the sewer pipe that is in the back here. They claim they have knowledge of building codes and are wondering if it can be raised up higher, that if that meets code in that way, then the smell from it won't affect the immediate neighbors. Is that familiar to you or Stephen? And is that something that could be looked into
I can look into it.
and see if that's a thing. Okay, I said I would bring it to us, so I'm done.
Pete?
Okay, two things. One, I'm planning on having a formal bicycle event like racing and the like sometime in July. I haven't got a date yet, but working with some of the organizations so we get that going, start utilizing that area and bring a lot of people in town, I hope, and utilizing the business in town maybe to work with that.
What was the event, Pete?
Well, I'm working on a bicycle event.
Oh, bicycle.
Bicycle.
I thought you said racing in the lake.
Well, it'll be a bicycle racing event. We're gonna try to do that to encourage people to come utilizing the trestle and set the like. And some will race down maybe to the kiosk and then back, and others will be farther. So we can have a couple different kinds. Maybe we can have a food truck up there, or at least try some stands and encourage people to who come right in to purchase some stuff, and then we hope we'll have a sign up there by then to take them downtown so they can go down there and go into C&Ds and all the other wonderful places and have a good time. So that's that plan. I'm hoping that dovetails with some of the other activities with the
Maybe the birthday celebration.
yeah, and then also the airport. Who knows what's going on there? Sky King flying in, that kind of thing. Who knows? So, and then the other thing, I don't know, maybe it's obvious, but Roy, when you're hiring that new person, are we still going to have 2 council members on there in that selection during the selection interview process?
There'll be at least one.
One,
At least one.
only one.
That's one more than we've had
It
sometimes.
is. Be good to have 1 or 2. I don't know if I know we had 2 the last time, didn't we?
No.
It was you.
Huh?
You lost.
When I got hired, there were 3 council.
You'll see how that worked out.
Yeah.
That worked out great. Worked out great. Gee,
I will get.
Now you really owe us some chocolate.
There will be paybacks. Okay, I will try to get 2 of you. How's that?
Okay.
That would be great.
That'd be great.
Okay. Okay, Mike.
Just a quick side note, I got a phone call from a guy the other day that apparently flies a very fast single engine plane. And he wanted to know if we had enough runway for him to land on. He needs 2,100 feet. Our runway is 2261, but the actual landing surface is like 1,830. So I told him all that and I wished him luck and said, as far as we're concerned, you're outside the boundaries. Have a nice day.
Hold it. You say our runway is 22.
2261, that counts the turnarounds at both ends. But if you go out and look at the marks on the runway for what's considered edge of runway, it's 18 something. And so because you lose some of that on both ends. But I told him, I said, hey, you want to try and land? He says, I can stop in 2,100 feet. I said, well, if you don't, Hangman Creek's really close.
Racing in the lake.
And the water's really high right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he made it in or not. I haven't heard from him.
Maybe he did. Perfect. Okay, Marge?
No.
One thing came up. Upper Columbia, the group that's come in for the last couple of years and cleaned up around town.
Yes.
They wanted a date. Actually, they wanted one like tomorrow. But we couldn't get back to them in time. They want to come back again, and I believe the date is like sometime in May. It's like the 5th.
15th or something.
It's like the 5th of May or something like that, okay? What I need is 2 individuals to head up, going around town and finding properties and projects. And Shelley has volunteered, her and Marge, to go do this.
I will.
Okay, perfect.
We're
walking around, yeah.
I've already got some suspects, some ideas.
Yeah, so sure.
Okay, and so, and at some point I could get you in contact with Richie. And they, I know what they've done in the past, mostly clean, mow, weed eat, and stuff like that. They're not above painting, they're not above scraping the buildings and putting a coat of paint on. And, if it could maybe involve people that maybe have got some health situations that they're on, has a tendency to get away from them a little bit. And, in May, it might be a really good time to kind of jump ahead on some of this stuff and get them get upset.
How about a chainsaw? Are they gonna come out with chainsaw people?
The kids.
Not the kids.
Well, no, hold it, they've got lots of
Because out
resources.
there were, I guess his name is Kearns, you know, where that tree broke off and it's laying there
Oh,
next to the
okay.
pool.
Right,
Yeah.
there's several places like that where we've got trees down that are,
So that needs to be cleaned up.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so, you know, that's something that maybe we could call Richie and find out what they're, and they always say we're gonna bring 200 kids, and then they end up showing up with like 30.
That's a lot, though.
Still 30.
That's a lot, and we feed them, and they're great. But, I mean, that late in the season, we never know. They come down when it's been snowing.
What's his face wants a theater painted? It's a mess.
Certainly, well,
It's a
you
mess, the
know,
hardware store.
well, right, okay.
Who's
all
that-
right.
Who's that guy? Who's in charge of the theater?
Bruce?
Laura, yeah, Bruce.
Bruce,
McGugan.
but good. All right, okay, that was what I remember.
And the solid
Okay.
date on that is May what?
I think it's May 5th, but I'll get that to you.
Okay.
Middle?
No, it's closer to
Is
6th.
it? Okay.
Yeah, I could,
I thought they came on Sundays. They're coming on Sunday, I thought.
yeah, it is a Sunday,
So
so.
we recorded.
Yeah, they don't do it on
They
Saturday.
don't work on Sundays.
No, they don't
No,
work
they
on
don't work on
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Oh, is it Saturdays?
Okay, May
They do work
6th,
on Sundays.
May 6th,
Yeah, yeah.
May
I
6th.
don't know if they
Okay.
work on Sundays either.
At this point, we're gonna carry on. We'll go to D, public comments from the audience. Once again, do we have anybody? You get 3 minutes, and I will cut you off at 2:45. I will warn you. How's that?
Okay. So I want to bring up a couple things. Mileage reimbursement. That's not for gas. That is gas and tires and insurance and wear and tear. It's for all that stuff on your vehicle. And for 2025, the number was 70 cents per mile. And,
72.
okay,
That's what it is, right?
Google said 70, sorry, thanks for the correction. Okay. So, if for some odd reason I was to get tagged to use my personal vehicle to do something for the city and expect gas, don't ask me, because 72 cents. So, all right, that's what I want to say about that. The other thing I want to bring up was the ever ongoing, never ending, union contract negotiations. I think $15,000 is going to come and go. In my mind, it's probably going to be 20 to 25,000. I would, if I was sitting in your spot, I would want to know when the tally is at 14,000, so that it's not a surprise again when you come back to ask for another 5 or 10, because I'm sure that that's going to happen. So if it was me, I would want a little bit of heads up when we're getting close to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else at this point?
I do.
Okay. Yep, certainly.
And this is the interpreter speaking. I would appreciate just a little flexibility on the 3 minute,
Yeah,
just for the interpreting to process.
Certainly, yeah, well, okay,
So I want to talk about my water bill. So I was looking at my water bill and where it shows how much water you've used and why it costs as much as it does, it doesn't say anything on my bill. And I've been paying regularly on this water bill and I don't understand it.
So we just want to ask if there's a better documentation process on the water bills. Somehow we need to improve that bill because it doesn't really show how much water you've actually used. And it doesn't show the balance of what we've already paid. It just shows how much we owe.
You can see right here on our bill that there's nothing in that spot there. on the
So-
bill.
I can speak to that.
This is a comment.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We just want to suggest that maybe there are some improvements to the way that the water bills are listed out.
And another thing too, so you all know me, I've been here before, you all know who I am, so I've met, all of you know my face, I know your faces, I know some of your faces as well. I just want to let you know that I'm not here to disrupt Tekoa. And I appreciate your patience with me, but don't be afraid of me. I'm not gonna bite. I just wanted to say, just be patient with me. And I also wanted to apologize to you as well for the disruption on that.
For what? I'm trying to get that.
For the disruption.
I didn't want to make you feel like it was awkward or.
I think he's apologizing for his behavior last time, that's all.
I just didn't mean, I mean, maybe the interpreter knows what I'm talking about, but I just didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings or to disrupt anything. Cool.
All right,
Same for you.
thank you. Okay, so at this time, I will accept the motion to approve the bills. We
I'll
have
make a motion that we approve the bills.
Second that.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Accept the motion to adjourn.
I'll motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, great,
The airport guy.
perfect.
Thursday is the next sponsor.
7 minutes.
Here's another thing. I was wondering if possible. Used to do captions when I had live captions, but now it's somehow because where I have to wait until the next day. So whether we can do.
I will check and see if there is a way of doing that, and I will add it to that. I'm not, I don't know if YouTube allows that or not, I'll have to check it. And I will.
So YouTube does have automatic captions. So you can control it.
Okay, I'll look at that.
That's a good day.